Hello, everyone. It's Wade Franson. I'm here in the studio recording a sneak peek for episode 128, airing December 10th. And I have Paul Hanley here. Paul Hanley lives in the 50th state, the Jubilee state here in America, in Hawaii. He's not actually on the Garden Island, he's on Molokai, but he knows a thing or two about a verse that you may have heard of from Isaiah 35, "The desert shall blossom like a rose." Welcome to the studio, Paul.
Well, thanks for having me, Wade. Good to be here.
Well, it's great to have you, and I'm so excited because this is a prophecy verse that I've been familiar with since my childhood, and you actually know a thing or two about the fulfillment of this verse, i.e., the Holy Land has indeed blossomed like a rose from its desert origins that began centuries ago, but even up until the last century in the 1800s, 2 centuries ago even, it was a desolate place. And tell us where your interest came from and why you wrote a book about this topic.
Well, I have been interested in agriculture just as a gardener since my youth. In my teenage years, for some reason, I picked up gardening as a hobby, and I really loved the way you could transform bare land into this productive, beautiful place where you could go out and pick gigantic heads of broccoli and cauliflower, and it seemed almost like a miracle to me the way gardening worked. So I got really excited about it, but also at the same time got excited about a movement to create more sustainable forms of agriculture. And I got sort of jumped into that and started working on building an organic farming movement in Saskatchewan, where I grew up.
Well, and you wrote a book called 11, which deals with the climate crisis and population growth. And this book got some notoriety, positively speaking, but specifically, your recent book, Adasiyyih, is about the Holy Land and activities by a group of people that began there in the 1800s. Tell us about that book.
Well, I've been working on this for a few years and studying this place called Adasiyyih, which became a model village in Jordan. I mean, originally Palestine and Jordan were kind of one unit. And Jordan was a place where it was close to the Jordan River, obviously, and the Sea of Galilee, which are so significant in religious history for Jews and Christians, and also for Muslims. And I was interested that Abdu'l-Bahá, who was the son of the founder of the Bahá'í faith, decided to start a village in Jordan, close to the Jordan River, close to the Sea of Galilee. And this village actually became a model village for the country of Jordan. And when the king would bring delegations from other countries and want to show them what was happening in terms of agriculture, he'd bring them to Adasiyyih. And it became really a model village, even for the kibbutz movement in Israel, or what would become Israel. The kibbutz members would come to Adasiyyih and see how they did things and take those practices back to their kibbutzes in Israel. So it was kind of both for the Israelis and the Jordanians, it became a really great example of turning the desert into a garden.
Well, I actually was on a kibbutz in 1981 at Ramat Rachel when I was on the City of David archaeological expedition. I have an intense interest in this, and you, audience, should also have an intense interest in this. You do not want to miss episode 128, airing December 10th at 8 p.m. on Created in the Image of God. We've just scratched the surface of the vibrant soil. We've just looked at the tip of the iceberg. We've just picked one apple, one avocado, or one pistachio off the tree. But in this episode, we will dive deep into the prophecy of Isaiah and what happened in the Holy Land and the role that Abdu'l-Bahá and the Baha'i community in particular played in the fulfillment of these prophecies. Can't wait to see you there. Be there.